everybody. Happy Saturday. This is Melissa Dinner coming to you from my basement on this freezing cold Saturday night. It is freezing here in New York, and I know it is November, and I am lucky that it stayed as warm as it did for as long as it did, but I still do not enjoy the cold. So I hope you are all enjoying your weekend. I wanted to jump on really quick because something happened yesterday that was kind of like an aha moment for me, and so I wanted to share it with you guys. So I don't know if you saw my post yesterday, but I went into the city last night to take a size live class with Tanya the Machine, who is like my main inspiration. I used to work out with her when I started my journey with Insanity, and then she was also in Focus T25, and then of course Size. So it's really cool to be able to take a live class with her because she's amazing and so talented and funny, and I didn't want to pass up the opportunity to take a class with her. So I went last night, which was huge and totally outside of my comfort zone, but I went, and so I walked in there all confident and excited, and somebody was there that I know. In September, I filmed a Size Live class with Shaun T, and that was for the Size infomercial that's coming out, which I heard hopefully should be really soon. So I'm excited to see that. And so Alicia was there, and she was there the day that we were filming, and when I was leaving that day, she told me how great I was and blah, blah, blah. And so that brings me to why I am jumping on to talk about this with you now. So she saw me last night and she recognized me, which I thought I was gonna have to go up and say hi to her, right? And be like, I don't know if you remember me, but, right? But I didn't, because she recognized me. And so she said, oh my gosh, hi, how are you? And hugged me. So I was like, so excited. And she said, you look so gorgeous on film. You're editing and you look great on camera. So I still see, I laugh even thinking about it. So it brings me to my point. It was really hard for me to be like, thank you so much, because my first instinct, and I don't know if this is the same for you, is to be like, oh, no, really? No way. Me? Who am I? No. Because when I filmed the class with Shaun T, that was my reaction when she told me how great I did. I was like, no way. I'm just a stay-at-home mom who has no rhythm, who pretends that she can dance. And when she's in her basement, she goes all out, nobody's watching, but really? Me? It's hard to accept compliments. And so I've really been working on this because, the thing is if you don't accept a compliment from somebody and say thank you so much, something as silly as you look beautiful today. My first reaction is always to be like, I look like a hot mess, but thanks, always to downplay it and to put myself down first instead of just being like, oh, thank you, you look beautiful too. And so it's really important to accept praise and kind words from people, because what happens is, obviously, if you don't accept them in a positive way, people are going to stop complimenting you, and that's not good. It makes the person who is giving you the kind words kind of be like, really? It puts off it puts a negative spin on it, right? When they're trying to be nice and be genuine. They're trying to be genuine. So I know for me, why I have a hard time accepting compliments is because of all the years of feeling bad about myself, and for constantly putting myself down in my head and looking in the mirror and looking at all my flaws and being like, oh, look at that roll. Oh, you look fat in those jeans. Oh, you better put a baggier shirt on, and to hide your muffin top or whatever it is, And so I've really been working on this the last year. I've been working on a lot of things on myself, not just physically, but mentally. And so it's really cool to be able to share these things with you and to look back and be able to see how far I've come on my journey with my anxiety and everything else, and just my mindset. But that's a big thing that I've been focusing on. So yeah, it's hard because we all have days where we feel fat and we feel gross and we're like, ew. I mean, look at my skin. I'm breaking out. I'm detoxing, and I'm just ugh, it's so gross, right? But instead of thinking that way, when I look in the mirror, I go like, damn girl, you look good in those jeans, or, you know, like point out the good things, focus on the positive things and not on the negative things. And if you do that a little bit each day, your mindset's gonna shift and you'll be able to see the positive in almost any situation, which is huge. And that starts even with something as simple as accepting a compliment. And even if you don't believe it, just accept it anyway, and, you know, fake it till you make it. And like I was just telling my 10-year-old daughter today, 10 is a really hard age. It's very hard. She's my oldest, so this is like new territory for me. So if you have any pointers, I greatly appreciate them. But she's kind of like in this transition period, you know, like a tween, I guess. I don't even know what the right phrase is. And so, you know, she's having a hard time, you know, like she just like hates things, and like when she gets angry, like her first reaction is like, oh, I hate you and I hate everybody and blah, blah, blah. And so I like sat down with her today, and I'm not going to talk too much about it because it was like a private conversation, right? But I was just like, you know that you're loved, right? And you know that you have so much to be grateful for, and you know that everybody loves you and you have an amazing life and how lucky you are. She's like, yeah, I know. I was like, I know, you know that we love you, but do you feel that we love you? And she kind of like looked at me, and I was like, you have to let the love soak in. You know, I was trying to make it like a little bit silly because she was just like, all right, mom, like enough. But it's the same thing here. You just have to soak it in. You have to just like feel it, and it takes time to get there. Even me last night, like I found myself trying to fall into my old habits when she was just like, you look gorgeous on film. I was like, ew, no I don't. Like I probably looked terrible, and I hope I wasn't making a stupid face. And like that was, you know, that was like how I used to be. I mean, I still do, but instead I was just like, thank you so much, you know? And it took me even like thinking back on it, because then like I didn't have a chance to think about it because I was so busy doing whatever. The reason I was there was dancing and having fun. But on the train ride home, it like popped into my head, and I was just like, wow, like she said I looked gorgeous on film, like really, you know? And I just like let it soak in, and I was like, wow, she thought that I felt that way, and like it felt good. It felt good. So I hope this made sense, but I just wanted to share it because it happened last night, and I was just like, it popped in my head. I was like, oh, I gotta jump on live and I gotta talk about this because, you know, I'm really trying to share more of my journey to let people know that they're not alone, and we all have our struggles, and that it's okay to talk about them, and it's okay to feel that way, and that there are other people out there who are struggling too. And it took me a long, long time to be able to open up about any of this, basically like a year ago. And what's funny is, well, it's not funny, but the first time I ever openly spoke about my anxiety was just almost like a year ago. It was a year ago in February, and it was because I did my first ever scary thing, stepping out of my comfort zone by going into New York City to get Size Live certified with Tanya. And I went by myself, and I struggle with social anxiety, so that was like huge, to take the train into the city, which is a scary place. I mean, now by this point I feel like I'm like a pro going into the city, but it's kind of cool how like it comes full circle almost a year later. That first experience of going into the city by myself, you know, I've made other great strides since then and stepped out of my comfort zone even more several other times since then. So that was kind of like my first big step. And when I did that, it was such a huge deal, and I was so emotional about it. And that was the first time, it was a couple of days after I got certified, when they sent me my certificate, I made a post on this page, and that was the first time that I ever spoke about my anxiety. And, you know, people were so supportive, and it was so amazing, and that was like a huge deal for me for so many reasons. So it's really cool now to see, like almost a year later, how I had this experience last night, and to see how much I've grown in so many ways, to even something as simple as accepting a compliment and letting it soak in, you know? Where a year ago I was scared and drowning in anxiety and not really sure who I was, but knowing that I needed to do something better and be someone better and do something to get better. And now here I am, not 100%, but feeling pretty good. So let me see. I have some comments. Hi. Hi, Judy. Yes, it does get worse. Do you have a girl? Do you have a daughter? My son is 9 and he's pretty okay. He's easygoing, but 10 for a girl is like hard. So thank you, Justine. Hi, Sean. Yes, 10 is rough. It's hard. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for jumping on. And as always, if you have any questions or if there's something that you want me to come on and talk about, just message me or comment here or whatever. I'm always just a message away, and I would love to be able to talk about things that you want to hear about. So, oh, you have girls that are 8 and 2, Judy. Yes, I feel you, girl. Yes. You never know. Every kid is different, so I'm not going to scare you. So you'll be fine. We'll get through it together. So anyways, I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend too. And I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.